This is my very biased opinion as to whether you should get solar or not. I'm categorizing this into 3 different buckets. The first bucket is the worst one, a solar lease. If you plan on leasing solar, that will never increase the value of your property because you can never fully outright own the panels. And if you can't own the panels, it's literally just a liability sitting on your roof. You are going to have to pay a higher and higher price every single year. I've seen these contracts. A lot of times they increase 2.9% every single year to where even if it financially makes sense year 1, maybe even up to year 5, years 6 through 20 or 25 or 30, I've even seen a 40-year solar panel lease and a loan, which is ridiculous. It won't make sense at a certain point. So what's going to happen then? Do you plan on selling your house? Because no buyer is going to want to take on your solar lease and pay an additional $200 a month every month on top of the electric bill, on top of the mortgage, on top of the HOA. So if you are gung-ho about getting solar, do not get a lease. Just right now, I'm actually helping one of my buyers that reached out to me. He's coming from DLI or Monterey, California. He's also active duty military, just like I was for a decade. And now I took my full-time negotiation skills as a special agent in the Air Force, and now I negotiate for home buyers and home sellers to get the best deal for them. I do this all day, every day, and I love it, but we're looking at this solar lease at a property that he's interested in, and even though it may save him about $90 a month during the summer months, he's overpaying in the winter months by $90. So even if it is a break even, why have that additional contract and terms on something that he will never be able to own? So guess what? That property is sitting there. And the purchase price is significantly less than the other homes in the neighborhood. So that homeowner potentially thinking that they could sell for higher has screwed themselves because now that home is sitting on the market. It's a stale property. Nobody wants it because it has solar panel lease. Now, the second bucket that I put it in, the first one was a lease. The second one is financing, aka a solar loan. That is better. Is it amazing? No. Because that means if you ever decide to sell your property, that means the home buyer is not only going to have to qualify for the mortgage and have to make likely HOA payments. In Arizona, it's just so common. Now they're also going to have to qualify to take over your loan. Nobody wants to take over anybody else's debts. Even though those door-to-door salesmen at the time may have made it a good deal for you, saying you don't have to pay anything for the first year or the first 3 years, you don't pay anything. And you think, that's great. I'm only going to live here for 3 years because I'm military. So then I'm going to sell the property and the new buyer will take care of that payment. Though it may sound good up front, you are screwing yourself years down the road when you go to sell because it does not add value to the property. It's another liability. Sometimes it also affects roof insurance. You're going to have to tell your insurance company that you plan on adding solar. If something happens to your roof, solar won't cover it. Sometimes the solar company will even go out there and work on a damaged roof. It's just a whole mess. Like it is no bueno, but also I'm not your real estate agent. I'm not your CPA. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not anything to you until you hire me, in which I will look at your specific situation. And if you want to hire me, you can already book a call with the link below and we can start chatting to see if we'd be a good fit on the Zoom call. But that is how I feel about solar loans. Now, the last bucket is if the panels are paid off. If you plan on purchasing in cash, then yes. Now, it's not always a resounding yes, again, because what is the condition of the roof? And that is so important because what if the solar company puts the panels on the roof when you had a roof that wasn't in good condition to begin with and you get a roof leak? You're going to have to pay a company to go back out there, take the panels off. You pay for that labor, you pay for their time, then you have to put them back on. It could be a mess. But if you're planning to get solar, make sure that you pay for it in cash. That is the most likely way to increase the value of your property. Until then, you have only taken out a loan or you have signed a contract in which you're never going to own something, but it's just clearly it's a liability. I'm going to get a lot of comments on this, I know, from people saying, oh, I love solar and environment. I'm not saying anything bad about the environment. I get the environmental factor. My responsibility to my clients is to make sure that I'm guiding them to keep and save the most. So if you are a homeowner and you're thinking about solar, highly suggest do not do lease and think about how long you're going to be keeping the house. If you plan on selling later on down the road, book a call in the description because I want to talk to you about this first. I know that situations are different all the time. I hope that this helps. If you know of anyone looking to buy or sell, not even just in the Tucson or Pima County area, I can help. I can help connect them to a good agent. My phone number is on the screen. Shoot me a text and let's get started.
We came in at asking price, but with the seller to pay for a majority of the closing. Allie stepped in and not only took care of the seller paying all of the closing costs, but also negotiated to have some repairs done. They paid for an extended warranty and a couple other things that came up throughout the sale, to include like providing the washer and dryer in the sale of the home at no additional cost to us. And then the greatest thing is once we had our appraisal, the appraisal came in where we were starting out purchasing the house with $4,000 in equity right out the bat, with dealing with our appraised company and how Allie handled the situation with the buyer, the seller.